Good evening, everyone. It is October 23rd, 2022. This is going to be a plan for tomorrow's RTH session on October 24th. Currently, it's just before midnight, and we are trading the Globex session. This is a weekly chart that you're looking at, 30-minute candles, but this is what I'm looking at on the week. And so far, it's playing out pretty well. We hit that 94 half level, kind of dilly-daddled around it, and now we're sliding back down what to what looks like the pivot at 35 half. Now let's go into the actual daily outlook now that we have this. So overall, just keep in mind I'm a little bit bullish above 35ish, and below that I start getting a bit more bearish, and below 82 is going to be the area where I start thinking the bulls likely lose this 3650-ish area and start getting into the 3500s. So let's go into that. Over here, let's get rid of a couple of these indicators. The ADR is sitting right around 14.5. The pivot point indicator, pivot sitting right around 27. Now, what I'm looking for is I was looking for us to be able to sustain this 92 half area. I thought it'd be a great spot for both longs and shorts. And you can see it did offer some bids repeatedly. Even ended up trading towards 3,800. However, we were unable to sustain that and came back down. So this is an area that I'm looking for both a long setup like we had and a short setup which we also had. Now we are reverting back to Friday's high of the day, the Friday POC being at 65, the weekly close at 63. So we're kind of reverting back inside of the weekly highs, which are also sitting at, I believe, 73, 77 quarter. So we're reverting back inside the week. Now the question is, do we lose this end of day volume and start getting into that the daily pivot at 42 and this weekly pivot area around 25 to 50? If we do, what I'll be looking for is for the short covered bids to occur at certain locations, and for those short covered bids to eventually get taken out, as this was just it wasn't a super thin move up, but it was a thinner move upwards into the highs of the week. So what I would look for is a long off of 42 to maintain this bullish momentum. That's where we churned for a while before getting that end of day pump into the close. If we lose 42, I'll be looking to short 32. If we zoom out a bit, you can see 32 was kind of the low of this early October rally. That's where we sold off. That's where we kind of dilly-daddled back and forth. It's been a nice area, just around this 35-ish number in general. I'll be looking at sell 32, sell 14 half, which corresponds to September value area low. Sell this number actually we need to change. We need to get rid of this. This I am not looking to trade, even though I will be aware of it. And let's just make it an AOI plus. So just an area of interest that I want to see how it trades. 96.75. I think it might be good for a bid, but ultimately, once we are below this 32, 25 to 50 area, once we're below this area, I think we just end up cleaning out the day. And if there were going to be any sort of what do you want to call it, an emergency long, perhaps instead we should shift it to be here, where we would be looking for both long and short setups at 85. And losing this 85 area, I will expect us to come back down, back towards the lows of the week and that prior low year at 52 half, and likely this may get a bid, this 48 quarter area. It caught some bids during Friday night and Friday pre-market. That 41 number being the auction POC of this build-up, which occurred during the Monday pre-market session before the ramp, before Monday's RTH open for the week. But I do think this area, after giving 1, 2, 3 great bids, I think it will lose, and you might be able to get some sort of short cover bids. However, I think the bulls have lost it once we start trading 3650, and ultimately we end up going through a mishmash of numbers between 3600 and 3650, and we do start trading below that Sunday Globex open from last week at I think it's 35.90. Yeah, 35.90.75. So I think you end up losing this, and then we have to clean out this CPI structure, which was quite thin going down to 06-ish. So that's what I'm looking at for this session. I I don't really have a bull or bear lean to the week just in general. We do have big earnings coming out this week. We do have a ton of news as well. Tomorrow we have Flash Services PMI at 9:45 and Yellen at 11. But other than that, I don't really have a bias. I'm just going to be trading structure per usual and just letting price kind of tell me where to look for longs and shorts. Hope that helps. Per usual, if there are any changes to the numbers, which there might be, as we're making some nice, we're getting through some zones, and we're able to see where the market's catching a bid and selling off as well, and might be able to change the levels a little bit and get a little bit more accurate. But other than that, hope that helps, and trade safe for tomorrow. Have a good night.